We must rise above the three gunas to attain liberation or nirvana. When we have risen above the three gunas, we are not affected by pain and pleasure, success and failure. We treat everybody like ourselves. Now such a person depends on nobody but God. To rise above the three gunas is not very easy, but the good news is it can be done with a little effort. If we are under that mode of ignorance, simply stop being lazy, stop putting off what you should be doing and start helping others. This will bring us to the mode of goodness. If we are under the mode of passion, we must simply give up being selfish and greedy and help others. This will bring us to the mode of goodness. And after reaching that mode, we can rise above the three gunas by devotion to God. Sri Krishna said, "One who serves me with love and devotion rises above the three gunas and becomes fit for God realization." But in order to do this, one must first become conscious of personal gunas. One must understand and accept that they are operating from the tamasic or rajasic guna. If one fails to accept their laziness or their greed for material possessions and simply justify their actions, then I'm so sorry no one can help them. It is up to the individuals entirely to understand the gunas and be aware of the proportion of gunas they possess and accordingly alter their actions and behavior. Now the question is, how do you increase the proportion of sattvic guna? Simple. It doesn't call for too much effort. We must keep our eyes and ears alert and find the right opportunity to help people or animals around. It could be simple acts like helping an old neighbor connect with his children over a video call, or buying medicines for someone who is ill and so on. Look at the current pandemic situation. It has given us immense opportunities to increase what we call as a sattvic guna. Introspect to find out if you have done anything to increase your sattvic guna. Introspect to find out. If not, it is now time to act. The Bhagavad Gita never says that one must give up earning money and begin serving the society voluntarily or to give up family responsibilities to look at the society overall. No, the Gita motivates us to be energetic and find ways and means to help everyone around us in every possible way by simple acts of kindness and goodness while continuing to perform our routine duties towards our family and our jobs. Small acts of kindness performed with no expectations increase the proportion of sattvic guna. Arjuna questions Krishna the traits of the person who has transcended the three gunas. How do such people act? How are they able to go beyond the bondage of the gunas? Sri Krishna now clarifies the traits of those who have transcended the three gunas. They are not disturbed when they see the gunas functioning in the world and their effects manifesting in persons, objects and situations around them. Enlightened people do not hate ignorance when they see it, nor get implicated in it. Worldly-minded people become overly concerned with the condition of the world. They spend their time and energy brooding about the state of things in the world. The enlightened souls also strive for human welfare, but they do so because it is in their nature to help others. At the same time, they realize that the world is ultimately in the hands of God. They simply have to do their duty to the best of their ability and leave the rest in the hands of God. Now, having come into God's world, our first duty is how to purify ourselves. And then with a pure mind, we will naturally do good and beneficial works in the world without allowing the worldly situations to bear too heavily upon us. Now, I'll quote Mahatma Gandhi on this. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Such people do not complain about any situation. If we see around us, we will find people just want to find a reason to complain. The reason they complain is because they do not find any satisfaction in anything and have no knowledge of the gunas. They complain about the political system, the world, and even the food cooked in the house, and even complain about the heat and rain, both of which is in nobody's hands. Such complaining souls live a very sorry lives and must get a good dose of the Gita to make their lives better. So let us become conscious the next time we find ourselves complaining about anything. If something is not in our control, complaining cannot make it better. And if it is in our control, then it is time to take action and improve the situation without any expectation. Krishna explains that persons of illumination who know themselves to be transcendental to the functioning of the modes, are neither miserable nor jubilant when the modes of nature perform their natural functions in the world. In fact, even when they perceive these gunas in the mind, they do not feel disturbed. The mind is made from the material energy and contains the three modes of Maya. So it is natural for the mind to be subjected to the influence of the gunas and their corresponding thoughts. The problem is that in bodily consciousness, we do not see the mind as different from ourselves. And so when the mind presents a disturbing thought, we feel, oh, I am thinking in this negative manner. We begin to associate with the poisonous thoughts, allowing them to reside in us and damage us spiritually. To the extent that even if the mind presents a thought against God and Guru, we accept the thought as ours. If at that time we could see the mind as separate from us, we would be able to dissociate ourselves from negative thoughts. We would then reject the thoughts of the mind. I will have nothing to do with any thought that is not conducive to my devotion. Persons on the transcendental platform have mastered this little art of distancing themselves from all the negative thoughts arising in the mind from the flow of the gunas. To contemplate steadily upon the infinite nature of the self is to become the self and thus end our mortal egoism. Such a steady contemplation cannot be maintained always effectively. We are not capable of maintaining our mind in meditation all the time, let's be honest. Therefore, Krishna advises a practical method of maintaining a thought for a longer period of time through a process of dedicated service. If all the work is undertaken in the spirit of dedication and service, then work becomes worship. There is an example where the Gita expects not only devotion to the Lord, but the devotion should also be given to everyday life's activities and the contacts with others around. Such a practice of dedicated service and God awareness stills the agitations of mind and prepares it for intensive meditation. Such a seeker is fit to become Brahman, just as a dreamer wants to realize. Such a seeker is fit to become Brahman. Pray that everyone listening to me right now, let us collectively focus on our thoughts. Let us become conscious of it. Let us take it to the higher level by increasing the knowledge of the gunas and dedicating our lives to detached service to humanity and society at large.